Welcome to MCN and the Bimota KB998 Rimini. Now in the UK this bike is track only, so what better place to come to than Cadwell Park to put it through its paces. Right, before we dive into exactly what this bike's like around the track, and it is very, very good, let's just quickly have a look at what it is. For people that don't really know what Bimota is, Bimota are a small Italian company, and historically they would build really sweet chassis for Japanese and Italian engines. So through the 70s, 80s and 90s, you'd have Suzuki engine Bimotas, Yamaha engine Bimotas, Ducati engine Bimotas. But then as chassis technology became a little bit better for the main manufacturers, bikes like Bimotas weren't really needed anymore. So this is called a KB998. So the K means Kawasaki, the B is Bimota, 998 is the CC, and the last part of the name is Rimini, is where they're built in Italy on the East Coast, not far from where Mr. Rossi lives. And it's basically a ZX10 engine, ZX10 exhausts, wheels, electronics, suspension, brakes, switchgear, clocks, wrapped in a Bimota chassis. So the Bimota bits are the chassis, which is their iconic tubular steel chassis, and these aluminium chassis plates. Everything's carbon fibre fairing, tank surrounds. This is a self-supporting carbon fibre seat unit. It's adjustable in every way. It's even got adjustable frame stiffness. So there's a cross member under the tank here, which you can either remove to give the bike more flex, or it can be kind of torqued up or torqued down to give the bike more flex. Adjustable engine height, adjustable ride height, adjustable offset, and everything in between. And like any superbike worth its salt right now, it's got wings, but it just hasn't got normal wings. It's actually got adjustable wings. Now they're not on a stepper motor or servo motor or anything like that, but the wind pushes these wings down at speed to give it the right kind of trajectory to keep the front wheel down. Actually, a nice man at Kawasaki has since told me that the wings are on a stepper motor. They're angled down up until 100 miles an hour for downforce, and they flatten off over 100 miles an hour to slip through the wind, and they also operate when you pull the front brake. So it's a very special bike, and it's got a very special price. So this is £37,777, so not exactly cheap. It makes it one of the most expensive superbikes you can buy. Probably only the Ducati Panigale V4R is more expensive. So it's limited run. This is 95 of 250 that are being built. And you won't have seen many of these on the road yet, but you would have seen this on the track. So Axel Pisani and Annex Lowe's race these in World Superbike, and they've hit the ground running. They're run by the same Kawasaki World Superbike team as sort of the factory team was the year before in 2024, and they're already podium finishers. So it's, you know, in race trim, this bike is fantastic. And I know there's not a massive correlation between race bikes and road bikes. They're completely different, but it's got to be a good base to start from. So around here at Cadwell, I didn't really know what to expect. You know, you've got an engine that's tried and tested. You've got a chassis which kind of seems like it's come out of nowhere. So you kind of think, is it going to be any good? Is it going to be a bit of a bitzer? Is it going to feel strange? I mean, it's not as strange as it would feel if it had like a funny front end, hub center steering. This is very conventional in its suspension setup. But jumping on this, I thought it was going to feel quite awkward, but the riding position is very, very natural. We're here with a Blade today and an S1000RR and a Ducati. And I'd say the riding position is somewhere between a Fireblade, which is quite cramped for me because I'm quite tall, and a BMW, which is a little bit less cramped. This is kind of somewhere in between. So, you know, the layout of this bike would still suit a smaller rider, but if you were really serious about track days, you'd probably change the pegs and adjust them anyway. So, but it does, everything about this bike feels normal, and that's probably the biggest compliment I can give it. on track, you can definitely feel the Kawasaki genes. You can feel the character of a ZX-10R engine. I've run a ZX-10R as a long-term test bike, ridden loads before, and the engines are immediately recognisable. Very powerful, kind of a lot of the power's at the top, a bit kind of 600-y, but very, very smooth gearbox. A little bit long geared, so around Cadwell's slower corners, it's a little bit sluggish coming out, but you could change the gear ratios, you can change the rear and front sprocket if this was yours and you were going to do loads of track days. The brakes are a little bit spongy like a normal ZX-10, but not the end of the world. But the handling and the feel is incredible. So, you know, I would say this feels halfway between a road bike and a super stock bike. Not full race, it doesn't rattle your fillings out, but it's definitely firm. It definitely gives you loads and loads of confidence just to let go of the brake and rail into the corners. Today is a very cold day at Cadwell, and we've got super coursers, and we've been here on other super bikes today, and I feel the most comfortable on this. You can feel what the tyres are doing. And to be honest, if you were to put a stopwatch on all these super bikes and left them completely as they are out the crate, I would guess that this would be the fastest. Obviously, then you can change the other super bikes, because putting a super bike on a track day is like a blank canvas. You can change the suspension, you can change the brakes, you can do all sorts. But I would say out of the crate, this definitely feels kind of the raciest. And I was really surprised. I kind of put it out of my mind that it's a bike costing nearly £38,000. And I think the people at Kawasaki who import Bimota now into the UK, they wouldn't be too happy if I put it on its roof. But luckily I didn't. I just really enjoyed it. There's nothing intimidating about this bike at all. There's loads of feel. You just feel in control. I'd love to ride it on a real hot track day and really push it to its limits. But unfortunately today wasn't the day. It was just a chance to get a bit of a taste of the bike and just sort of see how it feels compared to its rivals. And I think Bimota have really hit the ground running with this. It's a fantastic bike. Hopefully we'll be doing more with this bike in the future at MCN. It's not road registered, unfortunately. This doesn't adhere to Euro 5 Plus rules, so you can't ride this on the road in Europe, despite the fact it's got lights and indicators and mirrors. But you can in other countries. So for the time being, this is just track only, which is a little bit of a shame. But I think if you had this as a track day bike and then you kept it in your living room for the rest of the time and just looked at all this glorious carbon fibre, the amazing billet aluminium parts, I think you'd be a very happy person indeed. So that's it for our test of the Bimota today. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like and subscribe and check back for more videos like this coming very soon.